Welcome to My Heart is Not Blind. Narrative histories about blindness and perception. A traveling exhibition and book published by Trinity University Press. Supported by Kronkowski Charitable Foundation. Edited and hosted by Michael Nye. Stories are often found resting along the edges of surprise and revelation. Every person, every place is a map to somewhere else. Episode 16, Marti Hathorn.
I do like learning. That makes life interesting. As a matter of fact, I had, as a child, a photographic memory. I remember I walked into class and somebody said, "Did you study for the test?" And I thought, oh no, I forgot there was a test today. So the teacher gave us probably 10 minutes. So I started on the first page and I captured every page of that chapter in my mind. When she called time, I had to close the book and I put it under my desk. And I remember reading the test question, then searching for the answer in the book in my mind and actually seeing the pictures and the captions and the little notes in the margins and the colors, and it was all there. I was diagnosed with Cohen-Rod dystrophy after my first semester in college. I remember walking into the doctor's office, and this was after many, many tests run on my eyes, and so I was coming in for the results. He seemed very cold to me, very cold and almost heartless. He told me that I would continue to lose sight, and I remember asking him, well, am I going to lose all of it? And he says, you might. He goes, you might lose it all. He says, you could wake up tomorrow and see nothing. I went home, and the problem I had was sleeping. And it's because those words echoed in my head. I was miserable. I wouldn't do anything. It was hard for me to even get out of bed. I had to rethink everything. One day, I was in bed listening to a book, and I fell asleep. It was good sleep, too, because I was tired. And I thought, I can't live like this with the fear. No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go to school and I'm going to have a great career and I am just going to keep moving forward. I forget many times that I am blind, and it usually takes other people to remind me. It's just part of who I am. I just carry on. I do my daily task. I get to work. I've accepted that I am blind. You'd be surprised at how resilient or how quickly your body and mind can adapt to change. I get frustrated when my intellect is questioned. Oh, you can't see. Okay, let me talk down to you so you can understand what I'm saying. And it's happened more times than I'd like. That surprises me. How amazing it is to have a child, to be a mom. I remember feeling her with my hands, just studying her arms and her fingers, long, skinny, thin fingers, but just they'd go on forever. And I remember the next day, reality set in and I thought, oh no, I have a baby. What do I need to know? What do I need to know as a blind parent? What do I need to know to take care of my child? I didn't find much on the internet, actually. I found comfort in talking to moms who were blind and had their own children. And then, of course, as I learned about my daughter and I got to know her and she got to know me, it was very comfortable and natural. The worry wore off. I believe that people depend on their sight so much that they tend to ignore their other senses, and they miss so much. So much is missed. It keeps them from looking past that or going deeper. I never realized how intrigued I was by people until I couldn't see their facial expressions. So I had to paying more attention. So sounds, tone, inflection, their words, touch. And I'm not just talking about my fingertips. I'm talking about my skin. It's feeling. There's so many ways to experience moments to their fullest.
Marti, thank you for your careful and calm voice. Your contemplative perspective is important. Marti has earned her MBA with a concentration in information systems and works as an analyst in information technology. She believes deeply in making technology accessible for everyone. Marti told me, "I forget many times that I'm blind. It usually takes other people to remind me. As a child, I had no visual impairment at all. We had a tall tree in our backyard, and I remember thinking, what does everything look like from up there? I climbed the tree and looked at our backyard, our house, and the street from that perspective. It was just the greatest thing. Today, visualizing images in my mind's eye is a big part of how I function being blind. I still like to imagine places from a bird's eye perspective." Join us next week. 2 new episodes will be released. Please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. You can also go to my website, michaelnye.org/podcast, for portraits and transcripts. There are so many ways, different ways, to experience moments to their fullest. Thank you for listening.